All right, welcome in. Thank you for jumping on this strategy and compensation plan. We're going to hopefully explain to you guys in a very clear way how we get paid daily from our own heartbeat. And I want to thank Graham from the UK. Him and his partner have been very, very helpful in getting us all the information we need. They have a brand new presentation they've built for you guys so you can fully grasp, how much value we have here and how important your health is to you. If you haven't watched a full presentation on this, I would do that first and then watch this one second. But with that being said, Graham, we got Sean Davis here and of course Ricardo. So Graham, I'm excited to see this new presentation you guys put together for us.
Yeah, hi Mike. Thank you for the introduction and great to be on the call. And yeah, we're excited to share it with you. As I was saying just before we went live, there is nothing majorly different from what we talk about in the main presentation, except maybe to just dive in a little bit deeper, look around some of the nuance of the compensation plan, and look at how we can enhance our earning ability with this program. So I'm excited to walk you through that. Let me share my screen. I guess I can do that. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay, yeah, there we go. So can you guys
got
see
it.
that?
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right, so we're going to go through the rewards program and building strategy in a little bit more detail. Here's the thing, this is actually a very, very simple program to understand, almost to the point that some people maybe think that we're holding some stuff back sometimes, because people are often used to looking at compensation models that have what my friend and partner Peter likes to call you gotchas, things that you don't necessarily see from the off, right? Some little added complications, some little added nuances, some little extra hoops to jump through. We've all seen those kind of things, right? In our experience over many years within this industry. So we really don't have those hoops to jump through. We really don't have those extra special qualifications and those you gotchas with this complication with this compensation model. It actually really is as simple as it seems on the surface, and that in itself can catch people out sometimes because they sometimes think, hell, it can't be as simple as that, right? So let's dive in a little bit deeper and just explore this compensation model a little bit more. So, for those who have already seen the full presentation, and as Mike said, if you haven't, we do recommend that you probably watch that first and then back that into this one and watch this second. But we have two ways that we can actually generate an income with the Vivo in Persona project. The first of those is called HealthFi, and the second is called SocialFi. So a couple of things to know about HealthFi, first of all. That is based on the VSC, on the mining component of our program, earning a passive income with our heartbeat, as Mike talked about in the introduction, in the form of personal connection rewards and community rewards. So we not only earn on our own personal mining, but we also earn them on the mining and the data points generated by the entire community that we build. Second to that is our SocialFi program, which is in the form of instant connections and community expansion rewards, which is paid in real dollars. So we have two currencies within our ecosystem. We have VSC, which is dictated by the market. It's around 1.3 cents right now, holding nicely around its pre-sale price, launched on public exchanges on the 28th of September. Then we have SocialFi, which is real dollars. So these are USDV rewards, a stable coin pegged at $1. So let's just go into that in a little bit more detail. So this is our Vivo Smart Coin. As I said, this was launched on public exchanges on the 28th of September. This is how we receive daily rewards in exchange for our anonymized biometric data. We like to think of Vivo Smart Coin as the long-term income. Okay, as it says there, as your retirement plan, if you like, because we expect that coin to see consistent and steady growth over a period of time. This is not a pump and dump program. This is not a company that has invented a coin and built a business around it with the intention of pulling in investors with $5, $10, $15,000. They've built a real ecosystem here that people can become involved in. And this is an ecosystem which has been created to utilize the blockchain for its intended purpose, and to utilize a cryptocurrency for its intended purpose. So instead of going and creating a coin and building a business around it and saying to lots of people, send us your money, invest in this coin, what they are actually doing is we're a health technology company at our core, right? So we are using the blockchain for its intended purpose. If we are going to anonymously secure the health data of hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions of people over the next several years, no better place to do that than on the blockchain, right? That's the most secure place to do that. And therefore, if we're going to secure anonymous health data of millions of people on the blockchain, then we want to reward those people for that. Again, no better way. The only sensible way to do that is through a cryptocurrency.
And Graham, could you maybe touch on how it is anonymized? I have a team down in Australia, and apparently the Australian government has told them you're going to be forced to wear a wearable because we want your data. So I had a lot of the Australians asking, how is that process of anonymizing it so that people don't know where this is actually coming from?
Yeah, wow, isn't that interesting? I hadn't heard about that that development in Australia.
It's wild down there in Australia with what they're taking away the rights of the people.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So the anonymization process. So what they actually do is, as we know, the goal, and hopefully not everybody's hearing this for the first time, but as we know, the goal, we are in the business of health data, which we know is expected to be a $1.5 trillion industry by the year 2030. That is the space that the Vivo in Persona project is pioneering. We are going to be part of the reason, everybody on this call, everybody within Vivo in Persona, we are going to be part of the reason that becomes a $1.5 trillion industry by year 2030, because we are building the world's largest real-time biometric database. And the end result, the goal of that starting next year, is to invite in institutional buyers who will come along and purchase medical data, anonymized health data, and they will purchase that in the form of data blocks, which will cause the burning of VSC. So that's the intention. Last year, the big data industry as a whole was something like 274 billion, right? The big data industry as a whole. By far, the most valuable piece within that is the health data piece. And companies are monetizing that right now. They are taking people's data either willingly or unwillingly, and they are monetizing it. But these institutional buyers that will attract to the DDH, the Digital Health Exchange, next year, they're very interested in that data for their medical research purposes, but they don't necessarily want to know about Graham or Mike or Ricardo or Sean as individuals. They're interested in trends and demographics. So what Fabio and his team have done with the Vivo in Persona project, they've created a situation where we as individuals can create a digital identity in the form of a data NFT, and that is the bridge between our wearable device and our data and the blockchain. So when I say they're not interested in us in individuals, so they might be interested in, so I'm a 56-year-old male in the UK with blood pressure issues. So they might be interested in the average blood pressure. They're not interested in Graham Brown's blood pressure, but they might be interested in the average blood pressure of males over the age of 55 in the United Kingdom or Western Europe or the Northern Hemisphere. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and so it's the NFT that kind of gives it that anonymity.
Correct. Absolutely, okay. 100%. That is where that is like creating a digital identity on the blockchain. So they are engaging with a digital identity rather than the identity of an individual human being.
Gotcha.
So that's a long way of saying that no personal data is ever shared. Okay, so perfect. No personal names, stuff like that. That information is not shared. And in fact, those institutional buyers don't even want that information.
Right, gotcha.
They want the raw biometric data.
Yeah, guys, if you don't mind, let me pop in here.
Oh, no, so jump in, Sean. Yeah.
So all my info is under NFT number 47. So that's what everything is seen by me. And So all these things, every single, so we have Vivo's doing this, Apple's doing this, Fitbit's doing this, Google's doing this. Everybody is collecting this data. And so that's not anything new, even though this is a cool way to do it. This is not anything new, but making it anonymous is new. Making it payable to you is new. So in other
Right.
words, Apple's collecting this for themselves. They're actually mining this data for their own info, not for yours, off of you, off of you, off of you, for them. So they're actually mining it. They're collecting it, and they have a way of storing it and all that stuff. What Vivo has done is they've created this blockchain that is the storage method that has a verification on it. This thing has a chip in here that says this comes from a real human, signs it onto the blockchain. So like one of the important things about data, first of all, guys, is this is really important data. The wearable data is super important. It's used to train AI. It's used to predict things. And like Graham said, it's especially the larger. That's why they have this compensation plan. Whereas the bigger footprint you get people to add data to this thing, the more you're going to get paid, because that's how. This is what makes it so valuable. Is the more data
Right.
we get, the more value it's going to have. So, so we have something that's like super brand new. Like anybody can make up data. Like if you bought data from me, like how do you know if it's real? You don't. You have no idea whether I'm just putting in blood pressures or randomizing them or anything. So this is all set. So in other words, they have a machine that's collecting data. Vivo has a machine that's collecting data and anonymizing it, collecting it, and paying for it. Collecting it, anonymizing it, paying it for it. And all we have to do is plug into it with this data mining kit, and we're in, and we get paid, and our data is anonymized, and then we can participate in the whole thing. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, Sean. Absolutely. You make a very good point there about that this data is even more valuable to those institutional buyers. And this is one of the reasons this is an asset-backed currency, because we are all collectively, as Sean said, we're all collectively building the footprint, collectively building the community, more and more data points, week on week, month on month, year on year. But the reason this is even more attractive to those institutional buyers is because of what Sean just said. They know it comes from real life human beings through something called proof of sensing, which is actually the chip that Sean's referring to there. The proof of sensing technology. These guys know that this is not data. It's not been generated by Sean Davis, as he said there, or it's not been generated by a call center full of 1,000 people just generating data just to make money. They actually know it's come from real life human beings because of that proof of sensing technology. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody on the call. But wow, that Australian situation's wild. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out, won't it? And what opportunities and challenges that presents over the coming months. So there we go. So as you can see there, guys, it's listed on multiple exchanges. We have an event coming up in literally 5 days in Taiwan, an international convention. I think you can expect to see a lot of announcements coming out of Taiwan. Hopefully we will get a heads up on most of those quite quickly. I think more exchanges will be announced among other initiatives. As you know, it can be tracked on CoinMarketCap and on CoinGecko. But this is one of the few currencies in the marketplace that will not be just driven by hype and speculation. It's driven by the asset that we're all collectively creating as a community, as well as our other measures that are in place, our deflationary measures like staking and our node program. So a large proportion of the circulating supply is locked up right now. And I'm sure you guys know, you guys who are educated about blockchain, you know that TVL is a big thing in the blockchain world. The amount of the supply that's actually locked up, TVL, total value locked. I'm told it took Ethereum 10 years to get to 70% TVL. We're at somewhere between 50 and 60% just after a few short weeks. And that's got a few people in the blockchain space scratching their head about that one because they're not quite sure how that's happened. I would suggest that's because of the power of community, because we have such a strong community of people who have been around this project for a long time, people like the Sean Davises of the world who know the value of this and are supportive of Fabio's vision and the company's vision. And that's why we've been able to achieve that high TVL in such a short space of time. So when you bring all of these factors together, plus the other elements of the ecosystem, plus other products and services, all things which are of real life benefit to people in the here and now, those are all the things that mean that the VSC coin is driven by real world value, scalability, access, rather than just hype and speculation. So hopefully that's helped a little bit on that one, guys. So again, think of that as your long-term income, because we don't know how long. We expect steady and consistent growth with the VSC coin, but nobody can predict how that long that's going to take before it reaches a value which is meaningful to Mike or to Ricardo or Sean or Graham. We have to make that personal decision when it makes sense for us if we want to monetize that. But in the meantime, let's just store that coin. They're being given to us daily through the mining program. So we store that coin and treat that as our retirement plan as they continue to accrue in value. So this is the Healthify Rewards program, guys. It all begins with our own personal health monitoring. So once we receive our device and we connect it to our data NFT, from that moment onwards, we are able to start monetizing our own personal health data, literally turning our heartbeat into a crypto mining machine. As Mike said earlier on, as crazy as that sounds, that is exactly what we're doing. And the actual process of that is to turn that biometric data, that raw biometric data that's generated by our wearable device, that's linked to a data NFT, that digital identity that Sean and I talked about a moment ago, that biometric data is turned into data blocks. And if you purchase a level 1 NFT, if you just want to be a personal user, we class this very much as a customer package, someone who wants to purchase that and just monitor their personal health and earn some passive income on a daily basis. Probably doesn't apply to most of the people on this call right now, but that is somewhere where people can start. That is an entry point. You would generate 8 blocks of data a day. However, if you purchase a level 2 NFT, which is obviously the really smart thing to do, because that allows you to generate 24 blocks of data a day, plus 4 manual blocks, which I'm going to explain to you in a moment. So it's quite obvious to everybody there that that is generating 3 times as much data, 3 times as many data blocks, therefore 3 times as many VSC coins. So level 2 NFT is really where it's at. But there are ways that you can actually maximize your rewards, as as Mike was keen for us to discuss on this call. One of those ways that you can maximize your rewards is to maximize your manual daily test, to create those additional daily data blocks. So many times people won't necessarily take advantage of those because the device is checking in with the InPersona app every 30 minutes and generating your data automatically. Some people miss the fact that they can actually generate manual blocks as well. And it's really important to do that because that naturally increases the amount of VSC coin that you're actually going to generate because you're generating more blocks of data. So one of the ways you can actually do that is to subscribe to the Hilo Wellness subscription, which I personally think is worth its weight in gold. It costs just $9 a month, so it seems inconsequential in the price. Every single person who receives their Hilo device, they receive a voucher to get 30 days free of the Hilo Wellness subscription. So they can literally test drive it free for 30 days. And it's really important that everybody does that. And they really start to learn the intricacies of their device and just the incredible amount of data that it can actually generate. You also get an ongoing 10% off your wellness subscription as well through the InPersona program as well if you order it through the InPersona application. But that opens up a whole new world of reporting to you when you have that wellness subscription. So for example, we call it ECG in this country. I know you guys call it EKG, but that opens up the ability to take an ECG reading straight off your device, but more importantly, to be able to analyze that EKG with AI reporting, with artificial intelligence, which is just incredible. And you can print off a hard copy report, which you can take into your doctor's office and present to him. Because we've probably all experienced that thing where we've got something going on with our body, but it never presents when we're in front of the doctor, right? When we're in the doctor's office, it doesn't necessarily manifest. But if the doctor can actually take a look at what's been going on the previous week or 2 weeks ago or a month ago, because you can present him with all the history, that's extremely valuable. So that's one of the manual readings that you can be doing on a daily basis. And we've noticed that with these that you can see on the screen here, EKG, BIA, APG in particular, that definitely makes a big difference to the amount of VSC coin you'll receive in your rewards the following day. So
So I just did mine. I just did my EKG while I
Yeah.
was sitting here.
Mhm.
So I didn't realize this at the beginning, guys. So like I can show you guys like yesterday I earned 25 VSC coins. The day before that 36, the day before that 18. So that's because there were days where I was running more tests. So I was creating more data. So the more data I create, the more coins you're going to get daily. And Graham, do you maybe want to touch on why, if you think you're saving money by not getting the monthly subscription, you're probably wrong. Essentially, it pays for itself.
Yeah, it does pay for itself 100%. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a false economy, as we would say in this country, not to have that monthly subscription, because by having that monthly subscription, you're able to maximize your additional data blocks. You are generating more blocks of data, which is generating more VSC. So it undoubtedly pays for itself. However, also looking at the bigger picture here, all these little $9 subscriptions may not seem much in themselves, but to the business builders on the call, we're all creating a huge community of people, all wearing, sharing, and earning within our ecosystem. What we need to do is create a culture of people all taking their $9 subscription, because all these $9 subscriptions are actually commissionable volume as well.
And this is, just so you guys know, this is the only monthly ongoing cost, and it is optional.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out that you're going to get more tokens if you do it. And as we do this as a group, we will all benefit from it.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely, absolutely right, Mike. No question of that. And I say, as it's commissionable volume, if we're creating a culture of people who are all, maximizing their earnings on a daily basis, we all win as a community, right? Every single person wins as a community if we can create that culture of millions of people with their $9
touch on this too, Mike, because I've had mine for, dude, I've had this since November. So I've been reusing this since November, and I had the thing for a while where that comes free, the device, the $9 subscription, and I didn't have it. I was like, didn't really use it, but so I didn't have it for a long time. And just guys, I'm going to tell you guys that from my perspective, I was a former firefighter. I had a heart issue that I sort of still have, but it kind of worries me, but like I go along with my life and stuff like that. So I have serious heart things that like had to quit firefighting because I thought I could die like at any time. Like, so I use the ECG. So anyways, I got signed back up on the, because I didn't have the ECG or the atrial fib or anything like that in here. And just from like just from a perspective, all the apps on my phone, I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I've got Telegram, I've got Coin Market Cap, I've got all these different things on here. This health app is one of first of all, the first thing I see every morning. I look at my sleep, I look at all this stuff. So I use it a ton. But the info that it's given me, guys, from like he's saying, like I've had little things where my heart, like I'll work out and my heart will kind of hurt, And who knows if I'm just like breathing hard, but like when you have a heart issue, everything scares the crap out of you. So you're like, oh, dude, am I going to go down? You know what I mean? So I have that thing. I can go and look and check and I can do an ECG and I can check it out, man. So my point is that, first of all, the app is awesome. Like, in other words, we're talking about making money and getting these blocks, which is very cool. But what it's telling me is very cool. It's very reassuring when I'm like, I don't know if my heart's having a problem. I throw the thing in, I do AI, and it's all, you're normal, dude. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? So huge stuff there. But all the info that they're telling you guys here is super cool. Like this, the APG dude tells you like you can see your veins, see like how much your arteries are closed or open in your veins, dude. The atrial fib is an atrial fib thing that's used all the time. The BIA function, dude, this tells me how many calories I burn. It tells me my body fat percentage. If you do that BIA thing, like just from the phone, we're in this thing, all like how much body fat's in, you always wonder how much body fat percentage am I, how much muscle do I have? This thing tells you everything. So just from an awesome like app perspective, this thing is awesome. And no one has to, and the coolest thing is nobody has to do any subscription whatsoever. It's got a ton of features. This just gives you a bit more, and it gives you a bit more AI if you do the $9. But just to be clear, you could buy this one time and earn crypto forever. So that's the honest plus. But if you do the $9 thing, you get a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. It is completely optional, but in my, in my opinion, and you obviously share that opinion, it's worth its weight in gold. Atrial fibrillation. I mean, you have atrial fibrillation anyway, but if you want to monitor your REM sleep, which is part of the advanced subscription, you need to have atrial fib switched on. I think everybody should have atrial fibrillation switched on all the time. There is heart disease in my family. I think I'm okay at the moment, touch wood. But I monitor my heart very closely because my dad's had 4 heart attacks. And most people, the body is very good at hiding disease. Most heart attacks have no precedent symptoms whatsoever. Most times you don't know you've got a problem with your heart until something happens. But this thing is going to monitor you 24 hours a day for the irregular function of your heart, which leads, called atrial fibrillation, which is the biggest cause of heart attacks. So it's extremely powerful. And Sean said, we talk about the ecosystem, we talk about data mining, we talk about, earning money from this, but at the core of it, I said we're a digital health company. At the core of it, this is also about helping people to monitor their personal health and have greater insights, have an early warning system, about their body. And whilst we have to be very careful about saying these things publicly, there is no question there will be people walking the earth in the future who might not have been walking the earth that day had they not had one of these devices on their wrist. So I think it's extremely, extremely powerful. So we good on that? You think we've covered that, Mike? Yeah, everybody happy with that one? Okay, let's have a look at what else we've got. So that is the Healer's Wellness subscription, the Healer Wellness subscription. You activate that on receipt. So some people miss this when they receive their device in the post from the courier. And I think we're all agreed the packaging is just absolutely incredible. Oh, great. Mike's got one there, so everybody knows what it looks like. So yeah, it's that little fold-out square. It comes in a plastic envelope. You fold it down, and there's a peel-off thing on the bottom, right, Mike? There we go. Yeah, we can see it there. Yeah, and behind it has that big, long code. And that is what gives you 30 days free, guys. So my recommendation is do everything from the InPersona app. So go to the browser, select Helo Store, means you're logged in as your account. You're locking in your 10% discount on future purchases of the subscription. So it's, it's less than $9 anyway. And what you are doing, you are setting up a recurring subscription. So they're going to ask you for some card details, but they're not going to charge you anything that day once you put that coupon code in. They're going to give you 30 days for free to test drive it. You can cancel it at any time. All right, but everybody should do that right out of the box. Grab their Helo Wellness subscription and activate it straight away because it's worth its weight in gold for all the reasons we've talked about. So we've just got a couple of examples here of the rewards available through personal mining if if coins start to increase. I'm actually just going to jump live to if I can. Okay, well, maybe I can't. Oh, yeah, I can. It's because I've got that Zoom window open. Sorry, guys. Can you see the the reward simulator now?
Yep, got it.
Yeah, okay. So that example of 42,000, I think that's a little bit out of date now. I think there's probably more likely somewhere between 50 and 55,000 devices mining on a daily basis right now, which seems like a lot on the one hand, but on another hand, man, in the context of the world, in the context of the United States even, that's still a lot. This is how early we are with this program, guys. All right, so I'm going to work on the basis of 55,000. And if VSC just get, it's down at 0.013 right now. So somebody just wearing their device is going to get $16 a month, but hey, it's free money. It's the price of a few cups of coffee, but of course we don't expect the VSC to remain at that price. And if it just goes to the example we had on the screen previously, and if it just goes to 30 cents, we don't know. It's not our place to predict that. We can't offer financial advice. The market will determine the price. But for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, the deflationary measures, the DDH, the value of the data, we have every expectation that this will start to increase in value. Company's short to medium term goal, as we've discussed previously, is $1 for VSC. So let's just say it gets to a third of that, like 30 cents. Click the box. About $384 a month just for going about your business and wearing your device on your wrist.
Wow. And that's not sharing it. That's not
That's
telling a
not sharing.
soul. You just
Absolutely.
wear this, it hits 30 cents, you're making
Yeah.
384 a month.
Yeah, because there's no invite codes in here. Look, Mike, I don't know whether you can see my cursor. We have no invite codes. We have nobody in Hub A, and we have nobody in Hub B. And their only responsibility is to keep the device charged, keep it synced, sync a couple of times a day. That's very important. We didn't mention that before. It's very important to ensure that you are syncing twice daily to your Helo app, because that is the thing that is going to trigger the generation of the reward points, which go through to the InPersona app. So people need to keep it charged up. They need to keep it fitted snugly on their wrist, and keep it synced to their device on a daily basis. And in addition to that, do those manual reward blocks. But yeah, 384 monthly, just for, and that's why everybody wins here. You said earlier on, to be clear, $9 is our only subscription, and it's optional. Nobody's having to jump through any hoops here, meet any special qualifications. They're not having to pay hundreds of dollars in auto ship fees. Their Heartbeat is their auto ship, if you like, right? That's their cost of entry. Okay. And they can generate $384 in passive income. I have to be careful about the use of the word passive income, but they can generate $384 in what I would say, is, and as we go through this and we look at what happens when we do apply some team numbers to this, these are rock solid numbers, because all people are doing is wearing, sharing, and earning. They're not having to jump through any of those hoops just to do this. They just got to go about their business. So let me jump back to the presentation. What did we have here? Oh, that was just an example of 75 cents. Okay. So in addition to that, so that's personal rewards, guys. That's for wearing a device on your wrist, personally monitoring your own personal health and monetizing it through the InPersona program. Now we're going to have a look at what happens when you start to share this with other people. HealthFi connection rewards. And we have an example here of 4 people. So you will receive, in addition to 100% of your own personal rewards, you'll also receive 25% matching VSC for all of your personal connections. Okay, so if Mike introduces Graham plus Ricardo plus Sean, he has 4 personal connections there. He will receive 25% matching on all of their VSC. So for real simple maths, if each of us generates 100 VSC per day, that's a total in his immediate kind of like frontline mining pool. That's a total of 400 VSC. He's going to get 25% of that. He's going to get an extra 100 VSC in addition to his own personal mining. Okay. And then community rewards. So that's based on personal connections. Then in addition to that, we also receive 10% of the VSC generated and mined by the entire community in our Hub A and Hub B each week. So those other rewards, the personal ones, they're generated and rewarded on a daily basis. So they're added to your InPersona wallet on a daily basis. These rewards are calculated weekly. So in this example, we have 60,000 VSC generated by the community in Hub A. We have 60,000 VSC generated by the community in Hub B. That's a total of 120,000. So what they actually do is they add the total of Hub A to Hub B. The sum of that is the payable VSC, and you receive 10% of that paid weekly. So in that scenario, you would receive 12,000 VSC. Okay, so you get 100% of your personal rewards, 25% on those people you personally introduce, and then 10% of the entire community generated through duplication, as those people also start to share this with others. And in that instance there, you'd receive 12,000. Now, if there was an imbalance between Hub A and Hub B, if Hub B was 80,000, for example, you'd still be paid on 60 plus 60, but 20,000 would carry forward to the next epoch or to the next cycle. So there is no flushing with this program, guys. We talked about at the beginning how There's no special hoops to jump through, special qualifications, none of those you gotchas. I mean, this is a typical example, one of those. It really is this simple. Okay, hub A plus hub B, you get paid 10% on the result of that, and anything that is left outside of balanced volume across hub A and hub B is carried forward to the next epoch. So you never, ever lose.
And the key to understand there, guys, is every week we're going to be mining more tokens.
Yeah.
So, and people don't even necessarily have to buy more things or have that auto ship. So
No.
essentially, once you get your volume will pretty much only go up as more people come into your community. Let's say your community stops at 20. Well, those 20 people are going to continue to mine coins every single week. So there's always volume for you to get paid on as you build a team. And it could be your personals where you get the 25%, or if it's your team, as we're growing and adding people, putting them underneath you, you're getting 10% from them.
Absolutely right, Mike. And this is unlike a lot of other programs that we've all seen, I'm sure, in the past. We're not in a situation here where we're having to continually fill what I like to call fill a leaking bucket, because everybody is winning here. Nobody's going anywhere else because they're being crippled by huge auto ships.
Right.
You know, we know in typical network marketing, you know, your residual income is dependent on your ability to keep people on auto ship, right? So your residual income is always being paid on a very low percentage of people, right, who stick on auto ship. Here, you know, we will have a astronomical retention rate because everybody's winning. They don't need to go anywhere else. They're just contributing their anonymous data on a daily basis, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So let's just jump back over to the simulator. I just want to give the guys on the call just an idea of what can happen. Obviously, again, if you haven't seen the full business presentation, do go and take a look at that, guys. Let's take a look at what can happen when we do start to introduce some team numbers to this. So let's just put that back to the current price. And let's use that example from the slide just for a moment. Let's say you have 2 people. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Excuse me. 4 people, 4 invite codes activated, and you place 2 of them in hub A and 2 of them in hub B. A very, very tiny team by anybody's standards. That's going to earn you $30 a month. That's maybe getting close to a coffee a day. But hey, again, we don't expect this to stay at 1.3 cents. Let's take it back up to 30 cents. With that very small team, that's now generating $691 a month.
And that's basically if you just bought the Business Builder 1250 pack. You're only, those 4 people are mining.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Like just activate those seed codes. Yeah. And that's why we call that a business in a box, because you've got those 4 people right out of the gate that you can start earning your 25% personal mining.
Gotcha.
And of course, you know, we've got big builders on this call. I think so. Let's take a look at what happens, you know, when a big builder starts to put some serious numbers into this. I'm keeping that at 30 cents. Let's go. Let's not go too crazy, but let's say 2,500 in hub A, 2,500 in hub B, a total team of 5,000, which does mean I need to kind of jack those numbers up a little bit. Is that right? So 30 cents, 25 invite codes, 2,500 hub A and hub B. That's where your serious residual income starts to come from. If we hit 30 cents, guys, you're looking at 89,000 in rock solid residual, because this is based on a community of people going about their business wearing their wearable technology and mining their VSC coin on a daily basis. Right. One thing I do want to share with you while we're on this, Mike, you said earlier on about, you know, how some people might think they're saving money by not being on the wellness subscription. Sometimes people think they're saving money by going for one of the lower packages, more specifically the level 1 rather than the level 2. You know, because that's a 299 package compared to 799. People might think, well, okay, yeah, let's save some money. Let's go for the 299 package. Let's dip a toe in the water. Not only does that make a huge difference to the value of your own personal mining, because you are with a level 2, you're generating 3 times as much data as we established earlier. So going for a level 1 is going to have a huge impact on your own personal mining. But there's also an adage in this industry that people do what you do, not necessarily what you say, right? What you do duplicates. Does everybody agree with that on the panel?
Yeah.
Right. So, if I want somebody to come on board on the 1249 and the reality is I've come in on a 299, they're probably going to follow what I did rather than what I'm telling them to do. And when the level 1 pack is duplicated through a large community of people, as opposed to the level 2 pack, or the level 2 NFT, whether it's a part of the 1249 or the 799 pack, that is a huge difference. I'm just going to demonstrate that to you now. So 89,672. Does everybody see that where my cursor is?
Yep. Yep.
It's based on a level 2 NFT, duplicated through an organization of 5,000 people. Level 1.
Wow. It's like 90 grand to 300.
$1 million a year to 1,000.
That's what we call another of those false economies. So you think you're saving some money by purchasing a 299 pack, you are costing yourself an absolute fortune.
Wow.
That's the difference that makes when you duplicate level 1 through a large organization of people or a level 2 through a large organization of people. So everybody should kind of have that in the back of their mind. We should almost, at the end of the day, people will come in where they want to come in, but we should almost have the attitude that we're doing them a disservice if we, for want of a better word, allow them to come in on a level 1 pack, right?
Right. And just so people know, you can upgrade later and just pay the difference.
Absolutely right. Yeah. So if people have to come in on 299, great. We would rather they were in than not in. Don't get me wrong. But as you say, yeah, they can pay if they come in on a 299, they can, or it's a 249 really, because that's the data. It's the NFT they're upgrading. Then they pay $50 for the watch. So they can pay $500 and upgrade to a level 2 NFT.
Yeah. The other thing to remember is you can upgrade. So you can pay to upgrade, just the difference. They also are going to run, they're going to, like right now they're running a special where you sell 3 of these things you can upgrade. So, and then in the future, they're going to have a thing where if you just keep mining, and getting data blocks, you reach a certain amount of data blocks and it's going to change. Now, we don't have all that info yet, but that's coming.
No, we don't. We don't know what that looks like. Yeah, I'm hoping that's one of the things, Sean, that might come out of Taiwan.
Yeah, but that's coming, guys. So all that can still upgrade, and that also means that your income, this income we're showing here, is going to upgrade. And I just want to stop here because this thing right here, this whole passive income, when we're all in this network marketing, we're all trying to build something for the world, but also ourselves that we want freedom. But I find myself a lot of times having to, like you said, fill gaps and get more people. But if I have something like this that's growing, this crazy income, 25% of everything forever, like, whoa, right? Like, so anyways, and just to remember, this is just passive income. So in other words, if you would have done this, you would have probably made another $1 million in USDV. You know what I mean? This is just the passive income side. This doesn't have anything to do with you selling the devices or the net data mining kits or the monthly fee. So anyways, this is just, it's amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, and all good points, Sean. I actually like to think of this as kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy as well, guys. So in terms of the price of VSC, because if we all do our job right, if we all share this with other people, if we all mine our data on a daily basis, the more and more data points we create, the more value we add to the asset that we are all creating as a community. That cannot help but drive the price of VSC to a level that will be acceptable to us all to enable us to monetize it in the future. That's just a personal opinion, but that's the way I like to think of it.
Joe asked if we get the other watches on upgrading. So if somebody gets the 299 watch and then they upgrade to the business builder, they'll still get their 4 other codes then, right?
Yeah, if they upgraded to the 1249 pack. The reality is you can't actually upgrade to a 1249 pack per se, but what you can do is you can purchase any of the components of it separately. So you can purchase the upgrade to a level 2 NFT, which is 500, and you can purchase a seed pack independently, which is 500, which would give you the additional codes. It works out just a little bit more expensive if you do it through separates and upgrades than if you purchase the 1249 pack out of the gate. But yeah,
Okay.
in principle, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
that makes sense.
All right. I just wanted to be clear though that there is no actual upgrade to a 1249 pack. You upgrade the NFT and you add a seed pack.
Gotcha.
All right.
Just I have a hard leave at 2 o'clock, so we got about 12 minutes.
Okay. All right. I think
So whatever we can get
yeah,
through
I
on
think we're
the
going to be good for that. So quick look at the SocialFi program, guys. This is we just talked about the retirement program. We talked about storing away the VSC whilst it accumulates in value. Doesn't make sense to monetize it right now while it's at 1.3 cents. But this is the SocialFi rewards. This is paid in US dollars. Anytime the company rewards us for building the network, for the recruiting side, more like traditional network marketing, anytime we do that, they reward us with USDV, which, as we said earlier on, is pegged at $1 through the SocialFi program. Compare that to VSC that we've just been talking about. Sort of compartmentalize that for a moment. Sort of put that away in a safe space just for the minute. This is the USDV part. Think of this as your now money. I think this is a perfect combination of cash flow within this program where we have the future promise of VSC and the value that can accumulate for all the reasons we've discussed, combined with now money that we can accrue immediately for building the network. So I think it's a perfect combination. So let's just take a look at the placement strategy just really briefly between Hub A and Hub B. It's our objective to balance Hub A and Hub B as much as possible. We get paid on balance volume. So the initial placement strategy should always be to alternate your invite codes between Hub A and Hub B until one of those hubs accelerates. And then, of course, you can take the focus off. If Hub B is accelerated, you can take the focus off A and take the focus off B and spend more time on A. And as part of a large growing organization, this is not network marketing, but so we don't really talk about spillover, but there is absolutely the possibility that you'll receive spillover from your upline by default, but we can never guarantee that. So we always recommend that you build Hub A and Hub B in tandem to balance those as much as possible to fully maximize your VSC and USDV rewards. So hope that makes sense. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, bear with me, guys. I've just got the spinning wheel of death just for a moment on my PowerPoint. So a lot of people miss this when people look at the compensation plan. They get so taken up with the VSC part, they miss the fact that they can earn potentially, they could earn a small part-time income or a potentially life-changing income if that's what they want to do by building the network. So real quick, SocialFi, 2 components, community expansion reward. This is what happens when we build a community. We receive, bear with me a second. My slides jumped ahead there. So instant connection reward is what I wanted to talk about. This is paid instantly, guys. You cannot get more now money than instant, right? So 10% of any purchase for every personal connection. So everything in our ecosystem, be it a wearable device, an NFT, an upgrade, they all have a monetary value, right? And as those flow into our Hub A and Hub B, we get paid 10%. 10% on every purchase for every personal connection. So a data mining toolkit, our top package, that generates $115 straight into your wallet in the InPersona app instantly, which you can push out to ODPay, or for those with a Vivo Pay card, Vivo Pay, and you can go and spend that money immediately in the real world. Draw it from the ATM, spend it in store, purchase goods and services online. So that's the instant connection reward. The community expansion reward works very similar to how we talked about with VSC earlier on. Every single week, the cutoff time is midnight Singapore. Every single week, they add up all the sales in Hub A and with all the sales in Hub B. The result of that is what's called payable USDV, and we get paid 3.5% of that across Hub A and Hub B. So in this example, we've got an imbalance of volume here. We've got 75,000 Hub A, 100,000 in Hub B. So you would actually get paid on 3.5% of 150K, which is 5,250, and 25,000, that imbalance from Hub B would be carried forward to the next epoch. So again, no flushing, you don't lose it. Remember, guys, no gotchas. It really is as simple as this with this compensation model. You'll be hearing a lot more about community rewards. I'm excited. There'll be a lot more news coming out of this from Taiwan. I'm excited that I know many, many people on this call are going to be racing up through this community rewards program as we start to build this US team, stretching out from the USA right across the world. So guys, there are two components that we talk about as always with the program. We talk about HealthFi and SocialFi, the ability to earn personal connection, community rewards from personal mining, and also our SocialFi program based on building the network. We also have our data NFT upgrade promotion right now. This is what Sean was referring to earlier on, where you can elevate your mining and earnings by progressing to the much coveted level 3 and level 4 NFTs. I am fortunate in that I have a level 3 NFT. Sean's got a level 3 NFT because we were in very early, but right now we can't publicly go and buy a level 3 or a 4. They can only be earned. But through this promotion, through the upgrade promotion, when you enroll 3 people on a data mining pool kit between now and 13th of November, you will actually get a free upgrade to the next level of NFT. So if you're on a level 1, you'll get a free upgrade to a 2. If you're on a 2, you'll get an upgrade to a 3, upgrade to a 4. And you can actually do that multiple times. So if you actually do 6 of those, if you was on a level 2, you can actually end up on a level 4 NFT. And I think this would be a very appropriate moment to recognize a certain person on the call, Mr. Mike Tharp, who has already done that already, right, Mike?
Yes, actually got 7 now. I just
Yeah, I thought you had 7. Yeah,
brought one more person in this morning and instant USDV right to my wallet because I was on the phone helping him. He paid with crypto. So yeah, when I saw this, guys, and I saw the power that Graham did, where you went from a level 2 to a level 1, and that 90 grand went to like $300. That's why I was like, I want to get to level 4. And I talk about manifestation all the time. It was already done. Right.
Yeah.
I already knew I was going to get at least 6 people in. And so you guys have until November 13th. So I know a lot of you guys don't have your devices yet, but we launched this November 1st because of this promo. And we want to get as many people to sell those 3 mining kits before November 13th. And does that end at UTC? I'm assuming. Do you know the time?
It's probably Singapore time.
Singapore. Okay.
Probably Singapore time. I can double check that, Mike. I would imagine. I'll check that for you. But I'd imagine that's going to be Singapore time. So yeah. So congratulations, Mike. Way to go. Came in hot. 6 packs. You went right through to a level 4. You've added another one since then. I thought you had today. I wasn't absolutely sure, but yeah, that's just absolutely incredible. And obviously, that's what this promotion was designed for. So you're really going to be maximizing your VSC rewards now, which is just incredible. And everybody else on the call has an opportunity to do the same. As Mike said, not everybody's received their devices yet, but don't worry about that too much. That doesn't stop you sharing this with others. In the meantime, those devices are going to arrive. The system works perfectly 100% of the time. So, you can't wear yet, but you can certainly start to share and earn even in the absence of your device. And those devices will be with you very, very soon anyway. So I think that's maybe all I've got, except just to remind everybody that despite all the complexities, all the stuff that we've gone through there, the stuff that's going through, hopefully we've simplified it to a great extent this afternoon. But it does come down, at the end of the day, it does come down to wear, share, and earn. Wear your device, share the program with other people, and earn from the rewards program. So yeah, that's all I've got. I hope that was helpful for everybody, and hopefully we've just finished in time for you to make a swift exit there. If we've got any other quick questions, anything we just need to resolve quickly, but if not, that's it from me for the moment.
I did want to hear from Ricardo a little bit. This is his first time kind of getting to see the whole overview of the compensation plan. So if there are any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat right now. I have to leave in 3 minutes. But Mims, wanted to get your take on, this business in a box, and there's no auto ship, but we can still keep earning.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting paid from our heartbeat. So, that's fire. I got my device coming in the mail here. Already got the notification. And obviously, without a doubt, it's best to go ahead and, like I talked about on the last video we did, it was probably the best, $12.50 I've spent. Most exciting, $12.50 I spent. So definitely you want to coming at the higher level. The numbers make sense, the value makes sense. It's almost a no-brainer. Wearables, healthcare data on the blockchain, getting paid from it. I think it's going to be pretty exciting for me because I'm a stickler for data and analysis and information. So I'm going to be pretty excited to, see that information on my device the same way Mike just, on the Zoom explained to you guys that, he was checking his data and people being able to see that during certain times when they're sleeping or when they're working out, it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. So I'm excited. Massive value here. This is going to be here for a long time, and a lot of people are going to win. And we're early, and take advantage of these promotions. Let people know what's going on. It's good. It's good. I can't wait till mine's coming in the mail. I'm definitely going to do a live stream, unboxing and let people know the value. Yeah, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, so cool. The packaging is so cool, right?
Yeah, I still have to get mine edited. I recorded it.
Yeah, real quick, I can see on the chat, Graham, how do we approach the person who already has their own device like an Apple Watch? This is really important. So very shortly, and possibly within a matter of days, this will be announced, probably in Taiwan. I've already seen an image of one of our in-persona wallet addresses attached to an Apple MAC code. Okay,
Wow.
so it is happening. So our ecosystem will support not just Apple Watch, every model, possibly starting within the next few days, but it's definitely happening. But another 500 different types of devices which will be supported, including Garmin, Samsung, the whole kit and caboodle, which just opens up a whole new world to our ecosystem. And also, I think it was Crandon was saying, if they upgrade, do they get the device? Yeah, if you purchase the seed pack, yes, so you absolutely get the additional devices. Yeah, 100%.
So then the people who have Apple Watches or the other wearables, they would basically just buy an NFT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they
right
could do
now, the
level
option
1,
is
level
there.
2.
I do not need a device when you go to the NFT marketplace. Now,
Okay.
real quick, I think our technology is the best from a health monitoring point of view. And at the moment, when you purchase that through the in-persona program, I paid $249 for this device before in-persona was launched. Somebody can go and get that now for $50. So they almost may as well do it anyway. If you've got the person who just absolutely, and no reason why they shouldn't, just loves their Apple Watch, they'll be able to connect that to our ecosystem and start to earn rewards.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the NFT is $250, and then you get the NFT and the watch for $300.
Correct. Yeah.
So they'd really just be paying an extra $50 to get, and this thing costs $250 straight from Hilo.
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
Okay, awesome.
Everything else we covered on the chat as we was going along, as far as I can tell. So.
Yep. Then we can go.
Awesome. Perfect. Graham, thank you for a great presentation. I hope everyone got some value out of it. Guys, take massive action. Get out there and share this. We have the videos in the app. You can send them to people. I put in the playlist. If you're not in the Facebook Messenger group, I put a playlist on YouTube. You can send them that short little 4-minute teaser. Everything's right there. But guys, 3 people. What is today?
It's the
7th. So you basically got a week. Okay. 3 people, builder pack, business in a box. They already have their downline, 2 left, 2 right. No one's going to lose here. All right, Sean, again, thank you for bringing me in on this. Ricardo, I'll catch up with you a little later. I got to get to the doctor's appointment with the boys, but.
Right.
All right, everyone have a great week. Thank you, guys.
Later, boys. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, Mike.